Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Three Times N News Network. This is your host, Joey Neb, live here in New Hampshire. April 16th, 2023. Time is 11:20 p.m. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get the show on the road and continue the news station that goes on independent, local, and international news, ladies and gentlemen, here on the Three Times N Nebuchadnezzar News Network. If you like the stream, ladies and gentlemen, and you like what I've been sharing with everybody, please click like and subscribe on YouTube. You can also watch us on Twitch TV. We also have a Twitter and a Facebook page as well for you fans to enjoy what's going on here on the Three Times N News Network. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are also live Saturday and Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's already been placed on YouTube.com. You can just click that when Saturday and Sunday comes, and you can watch Joey Neb here live and do his wonderful news work here on the Three Times N News Network. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, moving forward for what we were just talking about recently. We're going to be doing Magic's live cams here. As you see in front of us, ladies and gentlemen, just hold on one second. I got to fix the stream on Twitch for those viewers. So bear with me and we'll check out these live cams together. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, bear with me. I am cropping um, the page so the viewers on Twitch can see it a lot, just like if it was on YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. Bear with me and we'll go forward. Again, we are experiencing buffing issues. Please deal with our system. We're going through an updating issue right now, so that's what's going on. So it's running a little bit slow. As I'm cropping, ladies and gentlemen, this is your host, Joey Neb. We had talked about three other topics. That was the local news. Now we're going to get in, and we did one international news with North Korea and South Korea and the United States. And now we're getting into the Ukraine war action here on the Three Times That News Network. This is your host, Joey Neb. We're focusing on right now on live cams, and I'm just fixing the Twitch TV view standpoint so everyone that's watching this stream can see a bigger, better picture, just like YouTube. Again, if you don't like what you see on Twitch, you can always come to YouTube as well. Just click like and subscribe, and we'll be there waiting for you. Once again, we thank you all for being there here on the Three Times That News Network. Please tell your friends and family about the stream. A lot of it will have an 18 plus audience, but if you want to surpass it and you have permissions from your parents, just click OK, and you can watch us as well, and we welcome you aboard as well. some reason, I'm having a really hard time with Twitch today here on the Three Times N News Network. Um, Let me try cropping it again, see if I can get that screen to get bigger. I don't understand why it's doing this, so I'm sorry about the wait, ladies and gentlemen. So instead of you just watching what's in front of you, I'm gonna turn on a live cam. We'll go down here to Crimea first, just for now. And I'm gonna mute this mic, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be right back in 1 minute. This is your host Joey Neb. Thank you for being patient here on the Three Times N News Network. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that has been fixed for Twitch TV. This is your host, Joey Neb. You YouTube viewers as well. Let's move forward. Sorry for the wait. I was fixing, cropping, and expanding the screen for Twitch TV. Now that we're all on the same page, ladies and gentlemen, this is your host, Joey Neb from New Hampshire. And we're going to go to the very first live cam on this list, see what's going on. And just let's have some fun with this live cam stuff. We're not going to get too much into detail on it, but you can also check this out on najix.github.io and click Ukraine live cams. He has other things there as well you can check and explore. Again, we thank the Najix for doing this for us and for everybody that wants to use this system. It's a great way to watch the CCTV live cams within that country. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is Odessa Street, Kyiv. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Apparently, there's no camera connection for Kyiv. That doesn't surprise me. I mean, we do not want to accidentally give the enemy the wrong information or a live viewpoint. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if this one works. It's buffing at the moment. and this is in Lvivska Street, Kiev. There we go. Now it's starting to pick up. Let's expand that screen. Come on, I clicked it. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Now we got a full screen. All right. Here is a building complex that is still standing here in Kiev, and thank God, Slava Ukraine, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, they're continuing to still build, despite of everything what is going on, ladies and gentlemen. Um, Not too much action going on here. Moving on to the next location. Like I said, we're not going to spend too much time on this. You guys can do that on your own time. But once again, we'll do a little bit here and there with this stuff. Um, Here on the Three Times That News Network. Let's click this home button. As you see this in front of you, the red shows the occupied territorial area of Russia. As you see, the Far East is Russia. You can see the outline of Ukraine. There's some Russia military movement here in Moldova. But let's go down to the closest spot where everything is happening. When I first did this, there used to be cameras in this dark red. So it goes to show that the Russian military took over this Donetsk region, and they shut those CCTV cams off. It's no longer there. But if you look back on the Three Times That News Network and you look for Donetsk live cams, you can see that one point we seen the military move in. Well, we all did in that area, but we seen it live. And on top of that, they put up this big Z in the middle of like this, um, I guess, a very high population area in Donetsk, and then they took it down. And this was right before Christmas of last year. So, I mean, the following Christmas, what I'm talking about, not last Christmas, the following Christmas, that was all there. And then I say middle of last year, they took it down, and we used to have like 3, 4 cams in Kharkiv. Now there's only one. So I mean, things you can't see much of what's going on, but you can only watch what people produce. So people that are putting up these cameras anyway, thank you. We appreciate that you're doing that for us. But we're right now here on the Three Times That News Network. We are going to go into Crimea, see what's going on around in that area. Here is I can't even pronounce that, and it disappeared. How can you pronounce something you can't read, right? All right, hold on a sec. When it pops up, I'll try to pronounce it. Here we have in Crimea, um, Crimea, Ukraine. I'm not even gonna say Russia's because Russia stole that. So this is Crimea, ladies and gentlemen. But I still call it part of Ukraine. Whether people agree or disagree, that's my opinion. As we're trying to get feedback, here we go. This is the Riga Village Resort. As you can see, no one's dying in this resort at this moment of time. There is April 17th, Monday morning for them. It is 6:34 in Ukraine. As you can see, this is a resort. Um, you can tell people been around. There's footprints everywhere and stuff, but no activity going on. A swinging door down on the bottom left. That wasn't even a person. I think that's just wind blowing. To be honest with you. All right. Exiting out of this cam. We're gonna do a couple of more, and then we're gonna move forward to the next news event that I found. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna go to the Belbeck River Valley, Tank Cove, Crimea. Wow, the buffing is really bad today for some reason. I think that's a lot to do with weather. Sometimes when we get really cloudy here in New Hampshire, or even with bad weather, it it slows the internet down for some reason. All right, we're gonna move forward. Besides, keep doing these live, but you can check this out yourself. Go to Najix. Once again, we thank you, Nagic Live Cams, for doing this. Um, this is your host Joey Neb. Click like and subscribe here on the Three Times Then News Network. We thank you for watching um, the stream. Give us support by clicking like and subscribing. All right, moving forward to the next news article I found. As Ukraine's LGBTQ soldiers fight on the front line, acceptance grows in the conservative country. The greater visibility of gay and lesbian military personnel appears to be a catalyst for acceptance in a wider society, and opinion polls show attitudes are changing. Kyiv, Ukraine, on a real tourist Instagram profile featuring pole dancing, cross-dressing, and fierce makeup in a picture of Ivan Hanzik in high heel stockings next to an image of him in military uniform has gotten the most likes by far. The junior surgeons posts are a bold statement, socially conservative Ukraine, where pride parades were often attacked before the war, and swaths of the countries are occupied by forces loyal to Russia and one of the world's most conspicuous homophobic states. But as more members of the LGBTQ community fight on the front lines, the greater visibility of gay and lesbian military personnel appears to be a catalyst for acceptance in the wider society, and opinion polls show attitudes are changing. On Seek 27 said his uncompromising self-expression combined with his work in places like Bakhmut, the city in eastern Ukraine that has seen some of the bloodiest battles of war, while serving as a potent symbol of the country's defiance, is helping further the cause of the LGBTQ rights in the country farther than any pride marches could. My fellow soldiers are really impressed with what I've done in Bakhmut, the massive scale of work that I did there, and after that, they just don't care about who I sleep with. Hanzik, whose medical unit evacuates wounded soldiers and provides emergency first aid, said
in a hip cafe in Ukraine capital Kyiv while on leave from the front line. Plenty of other gay and lesbian soldiers have also posted photos and videos of themselves online, some sporting unicorn insignia on their uniform, the mythical creature of the ironic rip reposty to the idea that there are no LGBTQ people in the military. In the U.S., lesbian, gay, and bisexual people are allowed to serve openly in the military only in late 2011. Ukraine's armed forces did not have rules preventing the LGBTQ community from serving, but homophobia was rife in the ranks, reflecting a more widespread societal, society attitude. But an apparent recognition of their services, Ukraine lawmakers recently tabled draft legislation that would recognize same-sex relationships and addresses the lack of inheritance and medical and other rights for the partners of the LGBTQ soldiers killed and wounded fighting pro-Moscow forces. The parades and prides events were not enough. Sen Hanzik, who has served for 4 years, the better way to change attitudes in what we are doing now. We entered the military and we're showing that we're worthy. We're not hiding somewhere at the back. We're doing real missions and dangerous missions as well. LGBTQ, aka Alphabet City, propaganda across the border. President Vladimir Putin has maintained that he launched the invasion of February 22 to protect Russian speaking people in the Ukraine East while attempting to frame what he calls the special military operation as a defense of the morality against un Russian liberal values promoted by the West. Putin has frequently exposed the traditional values in his speeches and framed gender transition surgery and same sex parenting as moral degenerate Western imports. In December, he signed a law expanding Russia's restrictions on promoting what is called gay propaganda and, in effect, outlaw and any public expression of the LGBTQ behavior in Russia. Any action considered an attempt to promote homosexuality in public, online, or in films, books, or advertising could incur a heavy fine. Activists like Edward Reese, 37, non binary communications officer with Kiev Pride Russia invasions, had sharpened Ukraine's sense of its own distinct identity and caused many of the countrymen to show more empathy toward the alphabet patriots. People see that the homophobia, transphobia, sexism, racism are Russian values. He said people understand they do not want to have anything in common with Russia, so that's why they start to rethink their own homophobia here in Ukraine. Reese said that he had a tough upbringing and was sent for a so-called conversion therapy by religious parents who followed the Ukrainian branch of the Russian Orthodox Church. The church has outspoken against the alphabet people in the last year in order. The Patriarch Kirill of Moscow said the sin of gay pride parades justified the war in Ukraine, but his influence of that is his church has plummeted in recent years in Ukraine. In 2019, Orthodox Church of Ukraine split from its Russian counterpart. Kiev has since accused Russian Orthodox priests for spying for Moscow, charges they deny. Ukraine's civil society is trying to kick out the Russian Orthodox Church, and there are most anti-gay people in Ukraine, said the LGBTQ activist Maxim Miskin, 40, speaking at Kiev Pride's offices. Today, most religious people in Ukraine are either positive or neutral towards us. Somebody to hate any away from somebody to hate away from the battlefield. The LGBTQ groups in Ukraine and abroad helped evacuate and house people displaced by fighting and raise money for the military. Mishkin said he had held fundraisers to send care packages to serving personnel. The appreciative the no, yeah, I was right. The appreciative soldiers sending back photos of themselves on brand dishing coffee mugs and other items featuring LGBTQ facility logos. Such as efforts may have contributed growing acceptance in Ukraine. As January served the U.S. based National Democratic Institute, a nonprofit, non governmental organization to work to increase the effectiveness of democratic institutions in developing countries, found that 58% of Ukrainian respondents agreed that the LGBTQ people should have the same rights as others. The contrast with a 2016 survey by the Kyiv International Institute of Psychologically has showed 60.4% of respondents viewed by the LGBTQ people negatively. Last year, a small poll found percentage have shrunk to 38.2%. Ukrainian politician Inna Sovsun hopes to harness the positive and momentum to pass a draft bill she introduced in a parliament last month recognizing same-sex relationships. And when a person in uniform says, "Look, I have a loved one. If I'm killed in action protecting this country, protecting every single one of you, my partner will not be able to make decisions about where to bury me because there is no legal connection between us." And that's something that society cannot say no to because they are in uniform and risking their lives every single minute for us, she said. Right now, it's not the right thing to do. It's also the politically smart thing to do because the majority of the Ukrainians actually support it, she said. However, she cautioned the level of support of the LGBTQ rights in Ukraine can be overstated. Outside of the country, main metropolitan centers like the Alphabet people can be difficult, she said, adding not all Alphabet military personnel were accepted by their peers, and some have been bullied. For Hunt's, life's too short to worry about haters before he heads back to the front line. If you accept yourself, then the world will accept you too. You need to remember a lot of people are wearing masks, but you shouldn't do that because you have only one life, and any day a missile may kill you. He said, "Don't care about what other people say because they always find somebody to hate." Well, good point. That is a very good point, and that just happens in Ukraine. That happens everywhere. You're always going to find someone that's that one that we always say, "Oh God, here we go. We have that one." You know. That being said, it's always that one that causes drama, and that's when you gotta take yourself out of the drama and go elsewhere and move forward and do better. Well, anyway, this is your host Joey Neff from the Three Times As News Network. That was my report that I had found today on the NBC News, and it ties to the military that is fighting for the freedom for with and soon to be a NATO partner. Congratulations, Ukraine! You can do this. You can win this war, and at the same time protect Ukraine and make it to that membership with us in NATO. All right, ladies and gentlemen, moving forward. All right. Here I found on Reuters, Russia's war on Ukraine's latest. Putin meets Chinese defense minister in Moscow. Russian President Vladimir Putin meets Chinese defense minister Li Shangfu in Moscow on Sunday, and both men hailed military cooperation between the two nations, which have declared a no-limits partnership. Grain. Oh, there's the picture. Let's see if we can expand it. Okay, there's more than one picture. Holy smokes, you see that damage that happened here? There's the personnel, military personnel. You can tell a missile came through here, blew this whole thing up, and there's all the damage. And yeah, there's a crane there. The aftermath of the Russian military strikes in Sloviansk. Yeah, we used to have that. We used to, on Najix, we used to have the Sloviansk camp. Not no more. And there is a real military experience picture there. There they are, shooting off those single rockets. They're near Bakhmut, and there's some explosions near them. Things are getting hectic over here, ladies and gentlemen. Um, and you can easily check that out if you was to go to Live Viewer Map. We thank the Live Viewer Map. I have made a subscription there. It's very cheap to use. It's only $2 a month. You can't beat it. But great informational news on that. But you can check out that war map. All right, moving forward onto this picture here. Trying to get out of it. If it will let me. Uh-oh. We'll show the pictures one more time, ladies and gentlemen. How do you get out of it? Oh, yeah, I clicked the X. There. Okay, those were the pictures there from the Ukrainian servicemen returned from heavy fighting near Bakhmut. Now, moving forward, grain imports. Unilateral action of the trade by the European Union member states is unacceptable, a European Commission spokesman said on Sunday after Poland and Hungary announced bans on grain and other food imports from Ukraine to protect the local agriculture sector. Diplomacy. Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva on Sunday again proposed establishing a group of countries not involved with the Russia-Ukraine war to broker peace, saying he had discussed the matter with the Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping earlier this week. Prisoners released. Russia's most powerful mercenary group, Wagner, sent at least 100 Ukrainian prisoners of war back to Ukraine to mark Orthodox Easter, according to a video posted by the group's founder, Yevgeny Prigozhin, on Sunday. And the fighting. Ukrainian and Russian armed forces are fighting extraordinary bloody battles in the smashed eastern city of Bakhmut. Pro-key forces are still holding on, Ukraine's military said on Saturday. Russia's defense ministry said on Sunday that the Wagner mercenary units captured two more city blocks in the northwest and the southeastern parts of Bakhmut. Russia regular spring military draft and proceeding as scheduled, as there are no plans to send out mass electronic notices under a system just signed into the law by President Vladimir Putin, a top official said on Saturday. Reuters could not independently confirm the battlefield reports. The economy, a new international economic support package of $115 billion gives Ukraine more confidence that it can prevail its battle in Russian invasion. Ukrainian Finance Minister Sherry Marchenko told Reuters on Saturday. IKEA lookalike Belarusian furniture company Swed House opened its first store in Moscow on Saturday to mixed reactions from consumers. And here is a video, what Reuters has playing at the moment. All right, we'll expand this.
Forces struck a residential building. A 50-year-old.
And this video that I'm about to play, ladies and gentlemen, is from Reuters. 2 killed in Russian strike on Ukrainian Zaporizhzhia. This is a video. It also has subtitles as well. Let's tune in. Thank you.
Year-old man and his 11-year-old daughter were killed after Russian forces struck a residential building in the southeastern Ukrainian city of Zaporizhzhia early on Sunday, authorities said. Ukraine's State Emergency Service also reported that a 46-year-old woman, who is identified as the wife and mother of the victims, was pulled from the wreckage. This video, released by the State Emergency Service, shows a woman being rescued from a shelled building in the city. Reuters was unable to independently verify the date it was filmed. City Council Secretary Anatoly Kurtev said 2 missiles had destroyed one building and damaged dozens of others during the overnight strike. Severe punishment for the occupiers for this criminal war is inevitable, he wrote on the Telegram messaging app. Rescuers dug through heaps of concrete and other debris on Sunday morning amid the renewed wail of air raid sirens, blasted out walls reveal the charred remains of the family's living room. A body, which local residents said was that of the man killed, was wrapped in a blanket nearby. It's a shame they were a young family, 72-year-old neighbor Victor Rankin said. The strike was the latest in a series of recent attacks on civilian targets in the region as Moscow's full-scale invasion drags into its second year.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's play that video one more time.
A 50-year-old man and his 11-year-old daughter were killed after Russian forces struck a residential building in the southeastern Ukrainian city of Zaporizhzhia early on Sunday, the authorities said. Ukraine's State Emergency Service also reported that a 46-year-old woman, who it identified as the wife and mother of the victims, was pulled from the wreckage. This video, released by the State Emergency Service, shows a woman being rescued from a shelled building in the city. Reuters was unable to independently verify the date it was filmed. City Council Secretary Anatoly Kurtev said 2 missiles had destroyed one building and damaged dozens of others during the overnight strike. Severe punishment for the occupiers for this criminal war is inevitable, he wrote on the Telegram messaging app. Rescuers dug through heaps of concrete and other debris on Sunday morning amid the renewed wail of air raid sirens. Blasted out walls reveal the charred remains of the family's living room. A body, which local residents said was that of the man killed, was wrapped in a blanket nearby. It's a shame they were a young family, 72-year-old neighbor Victor Rankin said. The strike was the latest in a series of recent attacks on civilian targets in the region as Moscow's full-scale invasion drags into its second year.
As you have it, ladies and gentlemen, this is your host, Joey Neb. I don't know if you were paying attention or not, but at the end of the video, you still heard the sirens going off. Wow, it's sad. It's sad that what's going on out there in Ukraine. All right, Ukrainian I can't pronounce that. Pianist Roman Lopatynsky rehearsed in the dark and played concerts by candlelight as air raid sirens resounded across his native Kyiv. Ukraine national ice hockey players have been forced to train with air raid sirens, interrupting practice, sending them underground for cover as they worry about their loved ones, but they have managed to keep their focus. In-depth stories, an analyst, Russian military production state splurge, ease sanctions pain. Inside Ukraine's tech entrepreneurs fight on war different front. Ukraine said it's finding more Chinese components in Russian weapons. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, for what's going on recently with Ukraine and Russia. The next article I have found was the death toll from Russian missile attack in east of Ukraine climbs to 11. So as you see right here, researchers searching through rubble a day after the city of Sloviansk was struck as fighting raged in Bakhmut. This article by Matthews M. Pogbig reporting from Kyiv, Ukraine. On April 15, 2023, a rescue pulled more bodies from the rubble on Saturday after a Russian missile attack at a residential neighborhood in the eastern Ukrainian city of Sloviansk killed at least 11 people as fight raged farther southeast for control of the city of Bakhmut. On Saturday, emergency workers retrieved two corpses from the remains of a 5-story apartment building. A spokesman for the state emergency services, Veronica Bahal, told Ukrainian television a 2-year-old boy had been rescued from a building on Friday, but then died in an ambulance, officials said. So you can find more of that on the New York Times. That article, ladies and gentlemen, from on the NewYorkTimes.com. Moving forward, as we're going to be wrapping things up, ladies and gentlemen. Russia attacks church in Ukraine on Easter Sunday. 2 casualties reported. This article was by Andrew Stanton yesterday at 10:55 a.m. The Russian military allegedly attacked a church in Ukraine on Orthodox Easter, according to the Ukrainian official. Serhiy Lys, at the head of the Ukraine's Dnipro Oblast military administration, confirmed that shelling in a telegram post on Sunday morning. He wrote that the attack, which falls on one of the Orthodox Church's most important days on a temple in the city of Nikopol, left a 57-year-old man and a 38-year-old woman injured and probes, but there is nothing scarce for Russian forces. The attack comes more than a year after the Russian President Vladimir Putin launched his special military operation on Ukraine last February, hoping for a quick defeat. However, after many months of fighting, Russian troops have struggled to achieve substantial goals, allowing Ukraine to retake thousands of square miles of territory. Fighting now remains concentrated in the eastern regions of the war-torn country. In addition to the attack on the church on Sunday, 5 residential buildings, several farm buildings, 2 cars, power lines across the city were also damaged. Lynch wrote, "The crimes of enemy will not go unpunished. There will be retribution for everything," he wrote. "Since sincere faith and the light of the Ukrainian soul will not be overshadowed by the darkness of the aggressor." So here you go, ladies and gentlemen. You can find that this news article on Newsweek. Again, it came out yesterday, which was 4/15/23. Right on Newsweek, ladies and gentlemen. Now we're moving forward on this stream tonight here on the 3 Times N News Network. Here I wanted to show you, we have a Twitter here on the 3 Times N News Network. Just search Nebuchadnezzar News Network or the 3 Times N News Network, and it should pop right up. We're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, here on Twitch TV and YouTube TV as well. We thank you for everything, allowing us to do what we have to do here on the network. to produce that independent news and local news to the world. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Um, Going on to our Twitter official site. And here you go, ladies and gentlemen. This is if you was to find us on Twitter, just easily search up the 3 N News Network. You can also put at Joey Neb from New Hampshire, ladies and gentlemen, into Twitter, and you will find me there, ladies and gentlemen. Not updated, but will be updated throughout this week. More information. But as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, that I have thrown other stories out there that what was missed on the network so people continue knowing what I'm searching and what I'm finding out there about the Ukraine war and other news as well. If you want to contact me here on Twitter, ladies and gentlemen. Send me a message, ask me a question, and I will air it on Saturday and Sunday live feed. We will go to that message and we will together go through it and read it and show the world that you have subscribed to the 3 N News Network and want to be part of this team. All right, moving on forward from there. Here on the 3 N News Network, we are following Yo Rukon, which is Mamet, my friend that lives out in Kiev, ladies and gentlemen. He's also a news journalist, independent journalist. You can help him by supporting him by going to PayPal. Everything is on Twitter. Yeah, and if you search Yo Rukon, you can hit him up. He loves to talk, and definitely if you do talk to Mamet, tell him, say, hey, I know Joey Neb from 3 N News Network, and he's the one who directed you there to us, and and you can send him support through message, ladies and gentlemen. This is his page here. He has here let's see, that was already reported months ago. I don't think he updated on Twitter, to be honest with you. Let's see. Hold on. Let's click media. Oh, yep, here it is. He updated on the media, but not on tweets. Okay, I see how he's doing it. Here, he has a rude statement from the Minister of Defense of Ukraine. Ukraine Defense Minister Reznikov. Ukraine loses in the war are less than the death toll in an earthquake in Turkey. It is a bad analogy unworthy of a minister. So that's what he said there. Thank you, Mamet, for this news. Here we go. We'll click that heart button, give you some love there for that one. All right, 20 hours ago, when Russia could not find soldiers for the invasion, it started to send golems to the front line. And as you can see, you found one of them there, ladies and gentlemen. So great job for that picture. Thank you. Also on his page, 21 hours ago, Easter exchange of prisoners. 130 people returned home. Our soldiers were captured in Bakhmut, Slonoder, Zaporizhia, and Kherson directions. Big day for Ukraine. Happy Easter for you guys. And we wish you well. Thank you, Mamet. Happy Easter as well. Thank you for this wonderful news here. Just all you have to do, ladies and gentlemen, is go to the Twitter page. Go to Yo Rukon and speak to Mamet. He is a journalist out in Ukraine. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to move forward here on the 3 N News Network. Here also on Twitter, ladies and gentlemen, we found Benny Johnson, which he has his own Benny show. And here you go, ladies and gentlemen. Budweiser CEO just deleted his account when exposed as a CIA agent. So he gives you other news, what's going on that you don't see on the everyday life. So he gets into the business. You'll see what I'm talking about the more and more we go forward. The funniest video on the internet right now, ladies and gentlemen. Let's check this funniest video out right now. Oh man, anything's funny when there's Joe Biden involved.
Marriage is between a man and a woman, and states must respect that.
I'm gay.
Marriage is between a man and a woman, and states must respect that.
I'm gay.
Marriage is between a man.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny stuff right there. That was 2 hours ago. Thank you, Penny Johnson, for that. That was funny. I got Joe Biden said that he's gay. This is hilarious here on the 3 Times That News Network. Oh man, it can't get any better. Gotta have some comedy once in a while here, a sense of humor. That happens a lot around here at the network. And so we have it 6 hours ago. How was Bud Light sales going? And here we go. We're gonna click that YouTube page first.
I'm James O'Keefe with OMG News outside the Four Seasons Hotel in Beverly Hills. Dylan Mulvaney is inside the women's restroom right now. So I'm going to ask him for comment about our story regarding women being raped in prison by men claiming to be transgender. Here we go. Dylan, this is James O'Keefe, OMG. Women are being raped in a prison in Washington State by men claiming to be transgender. There's footage of them talking about the rape. Do you have a comment on the story here? Of the women being raped by the men claiming to be transgender. James O'Keefe, OMG News. What do you think about the women who are being raped by the men who are transgender? Do you have a comment about that?
Please don't come in the elevator.
What do you think about, what is your comment to the women who are being raped by men claiming to be transgender, Dylan? So we're here with Dylan here. Haven't had much Bud Light recently, but we're very interested in the women's prison. Dylan? Okay. She did go into she went into the women's restroom.
What? The hell are you doing? This is a women's bathroom.
Trying to show them the footage.
We have been rapists who get put in our room.
No comment here at the Four Seasons Hotel in Beverly Hills. All right. I wonder where she's going. He's going. You guys have any O'Keefe beer? O'Keefe beer? No O'Keefe beer? Do you guys have O'Keefe beer? You don't carry O'Keefe beer? No one will get a shipment in?
As you have it, ladies and gentlemen,
Yo,
Benny
what's up, guys?
Johnson. And so you can check out his Twitter. He has a lot of funny stuff on there. We thank you, Benny Johnson, for
Guys.
this. We are going to move forward now. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, our Facebook page here on the 3-Time News Network. 31 likes, 31 followers. Let's keep continuing this growth here on the network, ladies and gentlemen. Again, we have all types of videos on there. I actually captured a live stream on a live camera with like military vehicles. Also, as well, we are now doing updated news constantly here on the network, on the Facebook page, ladies and gentlemen. Come support Facebook. Give us a thumbs up. And also, ladies and gentlemen, you can also check out Quinn Ivy Gaming on YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. Quinn Ivy Gaming on YouTube. It's a great way to learn live games that take place on there with Quinn Ivy, and she will explain how that works through her stream. But definitely check out Quinn Ivy Gaming at YouTube. Click like, subscribe now. Have a great time. Have a great night. Late night here on the 3 Times News Network. This is your host, Joey Neb, and see you Saturday at 8 p.m. And if you're not there, be square. Have a good night.